Good evening, everyone. This is Michael Green coming to you live from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, corporate headquarters here at LeafIt Inc. I've got Ron Pope with me this evening. He's going to be joining us here in just a little bit. I just kind of wanted to welcome everybody to the webinar tonight. This is Thursday nights. Oh, shoot, I'm going to draw a blank now because we've changed the name. Let's see, Inner Circle webinar. Thank you. So if we could get everybody to jump in their Q&A box and maybe just give us a heads up where everybody's calling in from or joining us from tonight, that would be awesome. I love doing this part. We are a global social network that's about ready to launch, and we have already hit global status. I know we've got people in Australia and the UK and India last week that I think we saw. So it's pretty exciting to see the four corners of the globe that we're coming from already, even though our mobile application hasn't hit market yet. Although we got some really exciting news. I hope Ron shares some of that news with you tonight, or maybe I'll get you a little bit of feed of that before I turn it over to Ron. So what have we got? We have, hang on a second here. Let me make sure everybody's got.
Hey, Mike, this is Rob. I'm on.
Hey, Rob, how you doing? Beautiful. Let's see. We've got Rob from, I'm not even going to try and pronounce it, from North Carolina. We've got Kathleen from Covington, Kentucky. Teresa from upstate New York, James from Sydney, Australia. Welcome, James. Willie from Akron, Ohio. Gabriel from Greensboro, North Carolina. John from Fort Myers, Florida. Devin from Chicago. Cheryl from, hi Cheryl. Cheryl from Hood River. And yes, I did talk to her no, that's it. I'm sorry, different one, Cheryl. That was somebody else. Never mind, Cheryl. Bridgeport, Connecticut, Steve from North Wilbur, New Jersey, Greg from Indiana, Robert from Missouri, Penny from Georgia, James from Maryland. Scroll down a little bit here. Welcome, everybody. 5:59. We've got another minute to go, so I can fill some more air here. We've got Emma from France. Welcome, France. We've got Lewis from South Florida, PJ from Australia. Welcome, PJ. And Ray from New Jersey, Don from Wisconsin, Dale from Greenville, South Carolina. So welcome everybody to the call. Again, this is Mike Green from Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, corporate headquarters here at LeafIt Inc. We're here to share some information with you from some of our leaders. Tonight, this is our Inner Circle webinar that we're posting tonight. Guys, I'll be back in just a half a second, so hang tight. We're going to get started here in just a minute. Okay, guys, thanks for letting me have that little interruption. I just want to make one brief announcement. I hope I'm not raining on Ron's parade here today, but I got to tell you, I can't keep my mouth shut. I was hanging out with Lawrence, our CEO today, Lawrence Sowell. Most of you have gotten to know by now. Very positive call from our developers of our mobile application. I know some of the messaging that's gone out over the last few days. I'm hearing feedback that it made a few people nervous. I got to be honest with you, I might have even shown a little bit of nerves myself. Something about some lingo that something had to happen with Facebook, between us and Facebook, and it made it sound like it was almost an approval process we had to go through with Facebook, of all people. And really what it came down to was, and I don't want to get too technical here, but it is that before you can submit to the Apple iTunes Store, a full submission to the Apple iTunes Store, Facebook does have the right to say, well, wait a minute, we want to know what that connection is all about. And there's one component of the connection that Facebook isn't real favorable of, and they actually changed their approval process, allowing people to connect with them through the Apple iTunes Store. And that's why Facebook changed their process last Monday. 2 days before we were in full submission with our application. They actually changed their process. Well, we got the news today that everything is 100% on the up. There's one, I guess the best way to explain it is an API. I know that word's been thrown around to me, or acronym's been thrown around to me for a long time over the last year, but basically a communication port between Facebook and our application. And that API, that the standards, the way it was written, changed, and Facebook changed that. So our developers actually had to go in and change the way that API worked. They got that done today, or the premise was that was definitely going to be done by end of business today, which puts us in a position to have the last component taken care of by Facebook and then sent to Apple, and that submission to Apple, that now the full package to Apple, done Saturday, Sunday-ish. And I know that sounds kind of odd for some, but yeah, these are companies that never sleep. They're 24/7. So, but that process going through, now this is coming from our developers themselves who have tremendous experience with Apple and the iTunes Store. They're talking about, Thursday, Friday next week, that they feel that this is their opinion now. And I've never heard this company talk this way before, our developers. They're talking about, being in the Apple iTunes Store by Thursday, Friday. That's coming from them, and again, I've been around these guys ever since we contracted with them, and they have never had a conversation like that before. They've never come clean with this is the timing, this is the the way this is going to lay out. So again, I hope I didn't steal your thunder there, Ron, but I just had to get that off my chest. It's probably the most exciting piece of news I've heard since we started this endeavor, to think that we could be in the Apple iTunes Store and truly launching that application to the globe by Thursday, Friday-ish next week is pretty darn exciting news, I think. So guys, what I want to do is I want to turn this over to Ron Pope. He's got some leaders on the line with us tonight. We're gonna get to hear from some of the people that are out exploding this business model already, even though the application hasn't hit the Apple iTunes Store yet. But you're gonna get some tips. So make sure you have a blank piece of paper, a pen, and get ready to take some notes, because there's going to be some nuggets that come out of this webinar. But Ron Pope, as most of you have gotten to know him over the last couple, 3-4 weeks, he is, again, I can't stop saying thank you enough to Ron. The things he has accomplished just in the first, I don't even know if it's been 30 days yet, but just in the last 3 to 4 weeks, the amount of time and energy and focus that he's put on our project, and the things that he has brought together, the talent that he's brought with him to help us get to this next level, I just can't say thank you enough to this guy. He's a rock star. I used to pride myself on never, in all of my careers, I don't think I've ever known anybody that could outwork me, and I have finally met that man, and he is unbelievable. The guy goes until midnight plus, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I've been known to do that in short spurts before, but it seems like this guy does it every single day. Guys, we couldn't have a better guy at the helm. Our Chief Operating Officer, Ron Pope, is here. He loves what he's doing, and he's bringing us great things. So, Ron, I'm going to turn this over to you. Have a great call. I've got to go to the Coeur d'Alene local meeting here, but have a great call, and I hope we're recording this, not so much me, but the rest of it, so I can listen to this later. Thanks so much, Ron.
We are recording it, Mike. Thank you so much for all that you do. If you hadn't done what you did, I wouldn't have an opportunity here. None of us would. So, Mike was one of the first two to really hold this together and keep it moving forward. So, I'll forgive you for taking the punchline tonight, Mike, and jumping straight to the app.
Oh no! Did I really?
No, it's all right. It's all right. It's good information. I'm glad it came from you. So
awesome. All right, Ron.
Okay.
Again, it is a pleasure. So take it away. It's all yours.
All right. Thanks a lot, Mike. Okay. Good evening, guys and gals. Let's jump right into it. What you guys are looking at, if you're new to LeafIt, I'm going to tell you first off what we do. Okay, we're the first app that pays you when the pictures that you post, and then you tag a product to it through one of our retailers. When that picture, that post, that leaf is what we call it, when that leaf generates a sale, you get a commission on that. Okay? So we're the first app that pays you when your posted content generates a sale. We're tying social networking with e-commerce. It's never been done before, not in the way that we're doing it. We're contracted with over 19,000 retailers worldwide. We're talking about major retailers: Walmart, Target, Lowe's, Rakuten, Amazon.com. I mean, you name it, we've got it. We're contracted with it, and you guys have literally millions and millions of products that you can tag to your different product or to your different pictures, and generate commissions. So that's what we do. Our app is a free install. It's currently enabled for iOS 7.0 and above, and as Mike had just stated, we did get the release from Facebook. We didn't know how long it was going to be. Being the fact that we work with some of the top app developers in the world right now, they've got a really good in with Facebook. They saved us a tremendous amount of time. We had already submitted everything. Our corporate approval over there with the Apple Store had already been done. We thought we were going live and that we were going to be able to make an announcement this week. about going live, and then we had a 1-week delay thanks to Facebook last Monday putting in their new criteria. So anyways, we have gotten over that small hurdle, and we're back up, we're running, and literally days away from our final approval here with the App Store. So I know a lot of companies have tried to bring out a good, solid app. I'm talking about a good, quality, usable product. A lot of companies have tried to do that in networking, and they have failed at it. And you know, a lot of those people from those different networks have come over here, and we've got tremendous talent and individuals that are coming to the table on a regular basis now, and we've been hitting new numbers each and every day. We just really started marketing right around, I'd say right around the first, between the 1st and the 5th of July is when we really started to do some marketing, where I started putting up the different tools and support things for you guys. And I'm pretty excited to say that we're now hitting over 600 new users a day already in just the last few weeks. So it's been really exciting. The company is growing in leaps and bounds through corporate here, and getting ready to bring on some new customer service reps and do some different things. So rapidly growing, and I'm going to show you why it's possible for us to grow like that. It's because of the industry that we're involved in. Okay, so we are coming out iOS 7.0 and above enabled. However, our future developments, which are not far behind, the faster we grow, the more revenue we throw at it. We're doing PC and Mac development, and as well as mobile devices and Android. And here's the really cool thing about all of this. This is what really drew me in, okay, is the fact that it's got a patent pending on it, which means you're not going to have a whole bunch of competition coming from all different directions, because our business model has a patent on it, okay? So first to market is what that states right there. Now, let's talk about the proven market that we have here, because it really is important that you guys understand this is not a new market. We're entering into it, the way that we're treating the market, that's what's new. But the market itself is not. Okay, so if we look here, we've got Facebook launched in 2004. They've got over 1.23 billion users right now. You got Twitter, 241, Instagram, 200, and Pinterest, over 70. Excuse me. Yeah, 70 million users. The one I want to point out to you, though, is Google Plus right here. Okay, they came out in 2011. And what they did is they just played off the success of all these others, which is the same thing that we're going to do. Okay, so it's not a new market. You're not asking anybody to change the way that they shop. You're not asking them to, go and do something new that they've never done. They're doing the exact same activity that they've always done to help build Google Plus, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest, doing the same exact activity that millions and millions of people are already doing. Only this time, we're going to share a portion of the revenue. Okay. That's the difference between us and them. You're going to hear me say it over and over again. This is the elevator pitch. We're the first social network that allows our users to share and the revenue from the content they post. That's as easy as this business is right there. You say that, and then you pull the app out of your pocket and you show it to them. I've had some people say, well, I don't have the app on my phone yet. Okay, we have over 1,000 beta testers, and but that's okay. That's why we put the app demo is for folks who don't have it on their phone, who maybe have an Android, and it's going to be a couple months before you get the app on your phone. You just take people through to the website. And don't sit around and wait. I'm going to tell you right now, you guys, it's like being involved with Mark Zuckerberg when he kicked off Facebook, okay? That's the direction we're heading. We're growing rapidly, as I already stated. Don't sit around and wait for the Android version to come out. Get involved now. Start building your team. Start building your network of friends. And as we roll out the desktop and the Android versions, you're going to be that much further ahead. You don't want to sit around and let everybody else get in front of you here. Okay, number of daily picks. I'm sure you guys have been staring at this screen for a little bit now. I really want this to sink in for you guys, how many pictures this really is. The smallest one down here, Pinterest, 20 million pictures a day. I mean, if we just stop there, 20 million pictures a day is insane. All right, but then we start going up. We look at Twitter, 144, Google Plus, 214. Then we got Facebook, 350 million pictures each and every day. I mean, that is incredible. And the reason I want to bring that up is that pictures are the backbone to LeafIt. Okay, you snap a picture, you tag a product to it, any product you want, tag a product to it, and then you share it on the social network. Okay, and when somebody buys from that, you become like a portal. Your link or your tag, your leaf that you created, is the portal for people to be able to go through and do their shopping. And when they do their shopping, if they buy that item that you tagged or anything else from that store, you get a commission on it. Okay, and if you're an associate, you get commissions 9 generations deep. So pretty exciting there. If you've been with LeafIt for a while now and this is all old news to you, just hang in there. I just want to brief the new folks on the phone here. Bringing markets together, this is really important to understand, guys. We're not playing in one small market. We're not playing in one big market. We're bringing multiple large, massive markets together. Social networking, as we talked about, is over 2 billion users. That's up almost 1 billion users just since 2011. Think about that growth pattern right there. Okay, online advertising, 135 billion. That's up 17 billion in the last 2 years. Pretty significant growth. So if you're looking to be at the right place at the right time with a market that you can grow in, okay, and if you're wondering, are we saturated, we're just kicking off. And a lot of people, I think a lot of people from other social networks are going to be coming over here. Why wouldn't they? Okay, I mean, that's the most common response we get right now is, why wouldn't I come over here? I'm building somebody else's social network for free, and I can come over here and share in the revenue. So affiliate and direct sales, 167 billion. If anybody thinks that networking is on its way out, it's not. It's gone up $2 billion in the last 12 months. So lots of room there, and we're bringing this hot new spin. I think anybody who's anybody in networking is going to be involved in this company in the next 12 to 24 months. And we're already seeing that. I mean, we've got the largest leaders in the industry jumping on here, people that have built, 500, 600, 700,000 people in their downlines before. Good quality individuals, a lot of professionals, business owners, things like that. But with the e-commerce side here, there's over 1.5 trillion in revenue. That's up from $1 trillion just in 2012, so up $500 million in just the last 2 years. So pretty significant. You add all this up, what's our market? It's $1.8 trillion market, and it's growing each and every day. Let me prove that point here for you. I want to show you some statistics from now through 2017. We talked about what was going up to this point. What's going on beyond this point? These are what some of the market analysts have come up with here. If you look at 2011, it's 1.22, and we're dealing in billions here, guys. 1.22 billion. This year, over 2 billion. And by 2017, 2.5 billion users will be using social networks. So lots of room for you guys. It's a constant upswing in the markets here. We're not asking anybody to change anything that they're already doing. We're just getting in front of the wave and allowing you guys the opportunity. Because see, most social networks, as you guys know, I don't know of any other real social network that has offered an opportunity to the consumers to do this. All right, it's pretty significant. Now, let's talk about actual sales, business-to-consumer e-commerce. All right, so we know that through now we're over 1.5 trillion, okay, this year in e-commerce sales. But if you look at what's taken place here, again, it's a continual upswing here. Look at 2017, over $2.357 trillion. Very significant. That is almost a $1 trillion more than what we're doing right now in just the next 3 years. So it's the fastest growing market in the world, guys. I had somebody tell me once that, well, I don't know if I want to do, LeafIt because I'm doing another company over here, and I'm not going to give names or anything of the product, but it was a coffee product, and he said, I think I'm going to stay with this because this is addicting. And I had a few more conversations with him and explained to him how addicting social networking was, and today he is actually one of our largest leaders in LeafIt. So no does not mean no, it just means not right now. Okay, so it means you didn't give me enough information. But at the same time, you guys do want to keep it very, very simple. Now, some of those leaders that are out there just building incredible teams, what they're doing is they're creating duplication. All right, they're creating success for themselves, but then teaching the people below them, which is vital to your business. Teach the people below you how to build their business. Okay, and over my career in networking and business, I realized that a lot of times people don't get the actual assets passed down to them, the actual golden nuggets. And so that was one of the first things that I wanted to do when I came over here, was really start bringing the leaders out and let them share with you guys. Okay, rather than always listening to myself or any of the other people that talk on the calls constantly. I wanted to get some fresh faces and some fresh voices out in front of you guys that you can take notes from and learn what it is that they're doing. These are the all-stars in the field, in the industry, and they're here to share with you guys. So let me go ahead and bring out actually our first speaker. I need to just talk about her for a bit. You guys may have heard of her. Her name is Jane Mark. Okay, Jane was not able to make the call this evening, so we did a recording earlier. But let me just kind of go through her background, and then I'm going to play a little recording that she did for us here. Now, Jane joined LeafIt July 4th. Okay, obviously she didn't do anything July 4th because that was a holiday, but she's already brought on 43 personals and 632 people in her group. She's the president of a couple different companies, Jam Marketing, So Cool Incorporated. What she says about herself is that she's a pocket dynamo who has a typical New York attitude. Okay, I love the lady. I think she's hilarious. She's been in the industry for a very, very long time. She says, "Don't tell me how hard it is or how much effort it will take. You just get it done." And I've worked with Jane in a couple other companies, and that really is the attitude that she brings forward. So our first message there would be, just get it done. Just take action. Okay, because she's not here tonight, I'm going to go through her bio a little bit and explain how she works, and then, like I say, I'll play about a minute and a half recording from her, just kind of from her to you guys. Jane has extensive knowledge of the business world. She's built multi-million-dollar real estate companies, started her own successful catering business in the heart of New York City's Central Park, and it was actually called Jane's. So if anybody's ever been out there in New York and been to her little restaurant, that's pretty cool. She has extensive knowledge of people's needs and behavioral patterns, which is really important. Okay, in networking, a lot of times you're going to feel almost like a counselor, and it's because it's all about building relationships. All right, and as Lawrence South says, the single most important thing, our CEO, he says the single most important thing that an entrepreneur can do is build relationships, and I completely agree with him on that. And as you see here, that's what Jane has mastered, is understanding people's needs and behavioral patterns. Okay, she's got her master's in psychology from the New School of Social Research in New York, and a bachelor's from Brandeis. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Brandeis University in Massachusetts. This training and her extensive business background has given Jane a unique perspective, guys, into both doing business on the internet and discovering what people want. One of the things that Jane is a master at, and the reason that she has so many people follow her, and just so you understand, Jane has broken records in the industry. She's built teams in excess of 300 to 500,000 people, and it's because her people follow her. They love her, and she's built the relationships. And this is one of the things that we've talked about, is don't just go all high tech. Okay, it's so easy to do with this business. But if you guys were on the call on Tuesday, you listened to our three speakers that night, and every single one of them, what they said was, pick up the phone, make a phone call. Okay, if you send somebody an email, call them up and say, hey, I just sent you an email, and tell them a little bit about what you're doing. Hey, I'm involved with the first social network like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but it's the first social network that's going to share the revenue that's generated from the content that we post. And when they go, what? Say, exactly. That's what was my first response. I need you to go through, check out these videos on my website. I'm going to call you back in 15 minutes. Keep it simple, guys. Keep it really, really simple. And then here's the next tidbit, okay, the next nugget, is when you do call them back and they say, oh my gosh, that was great. I need to ask you a couple questions, though. Here's what I want you to do. Actually, Joe, I'm not an expert at this, but I have somebody who is. And then that's when you're going to call your upline. Okay. Now, obviously, you need to make sure that you've lined out some time with your upline first and foremost, but you call up the upline before you ever made that call and say, hey, I'm going to be making calls for the next 30 minutes or 1 hour. Will you be available for some three-ways? And if they're not, they'll help you get in contact with the next person up, okay, in the upline. But what you want to be doing is carving that time out with them, calling back your prospect, and then, when they ask for questions, just say, even if you are an expert, okay, even if you have this mastered, it doesn't matter. You still say, you know what, Joe, I'm not the expert at this, but I know somebody who is, And I've got Bill over here, and Bill is one of the fastest growing teams in the whole company. He's just done tremendous things to help his downline. And you know what, Bill, or you know what, Joe? We're in Bill's downline. And Bill wants us to be able to grow like he has. And so let me see if he's got a few minutes. He usually likes to take my call, and because he knows I bring good quality people to him. Okay? Then you're going to three-way in Bill, and you're going to make the introduction. And here's your job next, guys. Shut up. That's your job. You sit back and you shut up. I mean, I can't put it any more blank than that. Because what you just did is you built Bill up, okay, as the expert. So what happens if you interrupt Bill? You just broke down that credibility, you see? And so now your prospect on the phone is thinking, oh, well, Bill must not be so important if Ron's having to correct him, you see? So it doesn't matter how much you know about LeafIt, you are never the expert when you're talking to your own prospects. It brings that third-party credibility and validation. All right, so this is absolutely vital that you do this. I've built companies in banking and merchant services and real estate, and it's, I mean, it doesn't matter what industry I go into, I always teach the same technique, especially in like merchant services, credit card, MasterCard, things like that, is you get another person on the phone to help with that credential, or you bring that credibility to the table here. And it is so true right here with networking, and especially social networking. This is going to go fast and furious for you guys. Your biggest problem is going to be staying up with it, okay? Jane is the author of 3 successful ebooks. First one is All Your List in One Place, Joe. And second one is Yes, Mabel, Are We Rich Yet? And The Magic Bullet. Okay, she writes the creative ads that give the business its zing. So one of the things that Jane does is she creates different marketing systems and things for her team, and then they implement those things. You guys all have the same opportunity to get creative and put mastermind groups together in your social network, and really have a lot of fun with this. I mean, LeafIt is definitely an opportunity here, a business model that is going to change a lot of lives and give you guys the opportunity to really see how quickly a business can grow for you. Okay, you'll often find Jane on the phone with clients offering marketing tips, or delving into support desk issues. My whole point in that is she's a very, very hands-on person. And if you guys want to be successful, if you might be sitting there going, well, I got a day job, I can't do all that. It's okay. Carve out, even just a couple of hours, and spend those couple of hours doing what's most important in your business. And what's most important is you need to ask yourself each and every day, what can I do on my own to move my business ahead today? And if you ask yourself that question each and every day, and you make your to-do list before you go to bed, you make the to-do list for tomorrow, okay, you'll be surprised how productive you really become. So you've got plenty of time in your day. Just spend a little bit of time, even if it's just a half an hour or an hour. Spend some time. When you bring somebody in, don't just drop them on their ear and go find somebody else. Work with them. Drive some depth, drive some security, and help them. The simplicity of this business, guys, is get 3 people, okay, refer in 3 people, and then help them refer in 3 people. And if you just focus on that right there, don't worry about getting thousands of people, tens of thousands of people. Don't worry about that. Find 3 good quality folks, and then help them find 3 apiece. And then show them how to do that for their people. Duplicate it down. You know what you gain at that point? You gain finances, but you also gain quality of life. And the way that I rate quality of life is in the amount of time that you have to spend with the people that you love. Okay? So that's what the true definition of wealth is. So make sure that you guys are building this smarter, not harder. And but be sure to pick up the phone and spend some time with these folks. Let's go ahead and just play real quick. Jane's got a message to you guys personally, and I want you to hear it.
Hello, all. This is Jane Mark. I'm the president of SoCal Inc., and I've been providing online businesses with advertising since 2001. Can you believe it? That's a long time. When someone presents me with a simple idea that everyone can do and that can make money for them at the same time at an affordable cost, I find that combination irresistible. I have seen LeafIt in action and as soon as I did, I jumped on board as an associate. Snap it, tag it, share it, it pays you. That says it all in one simple sentence. This is something everyone can do. It's easy as pie and it is affordable. I am so psyched about this site. I rarely promote sites other than my own, but LeafIt, it gets my 10-star recommendation. See ya.
You guys can see why so many people love her. She's just a fun-loving person. We'll have Jane back out on another call. There was conflicts, but I really wanted her to pass a message along to you guys. So the next individual that we're going to be bringing out here, this individual came on with LeafIt on July 14th. So what is that, about 17 days ago? Not that long ago, guys. I mean, really think about it in the overall perspective of business. How long does it take to build a traditional business and become profitable and really get excited and see some momentum? It can take you years, okay? This individual came on July 14th, and he has since brought on 13 personally referred associates, and his team has exploded to over 549 total in his group. The individual that I'm referring to is Chris, and I'm going to include his wife on this, Chris and Samantha Trammell. And Chris, are you with me? Let me see, you might be muted. Let me unmute you here. Okay, Chris, are you with me?
I sure am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can. Chris, I've done a lot of talking tonight already, so what I'd like you to do is just kind of go through your story and talk to everybody on the webinar here about what it is that you do to build your business so quickly. I mean, we see right here in front of us some of the accomplishments that you've had with the last 4 companies, and we look forward to working with you on your success here at LeafIt, and then end with what would you suggest that they do today to get started tomorrow and really get their business cranking?
Absolutely, dude. I don't mind a bit to do that. Let me first say that, when I saw LeafIt for the first time in my life, when Will introduced it to me and Joe Bassetti, it was a no-brainer. I mean, I've done this for 12 years. I actually have been doing affiliate marketing for the last 3 years, just working on one opportunity, and I grew them astronomically. And I actually kind of was turned off by network marketing for years, but I saw this and said, this is absolutely a no-brainer. It's just, it's a no-brainer. I mean, you look at it, the idea of getting paid for being on a social network, sharing pictures, it's the first time it's ever happened that any social media platforms ever paid you to do something. And I'm no expert, guys, so those of you on here that may be thinking, well, this guy's just great, you're wrong. Anybody can do this. Anybody can work this industry, and they can make money doing this. It's the simplest thing in the world when you learn how to do it. There is a system to it, and that's why when people talk about systematically doing something, you kind of just follow people's lead that have had success. It's the truth. But my numbers right now, we've been in 17 days now, and I actually have 63 total personal people involved. And what I did was to grow my downline to 559 people was I brought all of those people to a group on Facebook, and I'm teaching them everything I know. That's what I do with my people. That's how you grow a team. Together, everybody achieves more. That's how I look at team as an acronym. And what I do is just bring people in, and ultimately I just teach them. I work with them. My team can probably tell you, they're all on here right now, and if everybody could speak, they would tell you that there isn't a harder working person in this industry than I am. I work at it day and night, literally, alongside having 6 kids and a 7th one on the way due in September. And we're a big family. We're the Brady Bunch plus 1. That's what I call us. So, but the bottom line is this: if I can do it, nobody has an excuse. and that's the truth. It's not hard, guys. It's about reaching out. You touched on something a minute ago about connecting with people, relationships. I probably would be hands down one of the best in the industry as far as I've made so many friends on this online. They love me, they trust me, and remember, people, when you're dealing with people online and you're trying to help them learn to make money, yeah, you want to grow your downline, but the truth is this: people naturally don't trust. That's the truth. And the idea is this: really reach out. I take more calls in a day than most people take in a month. I took 100 calls yesterday. No, am I saying everybody on here is going to have to take 100 calls? Absolutely not. I do a lot of things, but what I'm telling you is this: if you want to make online marketing and doing something like LeafIt your business and make a living with it and make a full-time income with it, which I truly believe anybody can do, even at the free level, I do. I encourage everybody to come on as an associate, of course, but I believe in growing downlines. I mean, that's what I believe. But you can make a full-time income doing that, just by sharing to your people. If you know how to share the right way, you know how to convey the right message. And, of course, that's what we teach in my group, And I welcome, anybody to my group to learn. If you're on here and you're not part of my team, you're welcome to come get some training for free. We love people. We enjoy having people and getting them in there and training them, teaching them. And but again, that's really, honest to God, my system's this. I teach people what to do through my group. I got my initial people in. I don't need any more. I don't ever need any more people myself. I don't. Because what I'm doing now is teaching people to do exactly what I do. And here's the thing. I brought in, initially 28 people was all I brought in. That was my first day. And I took those 28 people, I put them in a group on Facebook. I created a group, and I added all of them to the group. So if you guys want to know my strategy, it's very simple. I connect with my team. I stay connected with my team. And honest to God, all I do is work with them. I talk to them throughout the day. We've got a process. We bring people in as they go share, as I show them how to on Facebook, and they bring new associates in or new members in, even at the free level. We invite them to our group. We are constantly active in there. We show we're excited because we are. This is an amazing opportunity, guys. I don't know if any of you all realize this, exactly the magnitude that this is. We do 3 conference calls a day right now for this opportunity. 3 every single day. And you're all welcome to get on those too, because if you need to really, really grasp what you are a hold of right here, get on our calls. We do this outside of the corporate calls and the corporate webinars because I want my team to see that we're leaders. I just got in there. I took the leadership role. I'm like I said, I'm not perfect. And I'm not great at anything, I guess. But the point is, I know how to lead a team, and that's what I'm doing. And my buddy Brian Todd, he's alongside me. My group on Facebook is it's called Trammell and Todd Marketing, and it's got LeafIt attached to it. Like I said, there's free training in there if you want to join. Anybody on here that wants to help grow their LeafIt downline, you're welcome to the material. I would love to see this thing grow beyond belief. I truly believe it's going to be the greatest thing that's ever hit the internet in my life. I do. And, why not? The first social media platform that's ever paid their people. Yeah. And if you can only imagine the people that's going to follow this thing at some point, everybody on this call should be excited beyond belief, because I'm telling you, I haven't been able to sleep. I literally left my last company that I've made my living with for the last 3 years to fully focus on this. And but again, my process is very simple, guys. I bring people in myself from my friends list. I put them in a group, and I teach them how to do it. That's all I do. I go in, I've got files set up. I got step 1, step 2, step 3. Do these 3 steps every day. You will grow your team. You will grow a downline. You will make money. And at some point, LeafIt's going to be a household name, period. No doubt about it. There's no stopping it. And it's like I look up, I woke up this morning, my downline when I went to bed last night was, I've grown almost 300 people in 3 days. 300 people. That's amazing. Now, when I teach those 300 people how to grow it the way I've been growing it, it will be unstoppable. And that's my idea. It's not hard. Okay? This is an awesome, awesome, amazing opportunity. So, with that being said, man, if you have anything else for me, let me know.
What would you suggest as a point of action that they do right now before they go to bed tonight so that when they wake up tomorrow, they're ready to go?
Contact me. I'm not lying. Listen, I'm being honest with you. Look, I'll help anybody. And anybody on this call, of course, I mean, I've got a ton of people that are my people that are on here supporting me. Willie Cook, Brian Todd, Christy Baird. I mean, I could go on and on. But my people know we are a team of people that just want to help. And even if you're not a part of my downline directly, you're more than welcome to get in touch with me. I'm not hard to find. I'm all over the internet. But my point is this, and it's not to, brag or anything like that, guys. I'm not a bragging type. But here's my thing. I believe in a few things, and please, forgive me if you are, get offended by what I'm about to say. But I believe in Luke 6:38 in the Bible, give and it shall be given. And what I believe in is giving to people. And we give a lot. I give all of myself every day to my team, and they can very well tell you I do that. I do 3 calls a day for my team. Getting ready to start doing webinars when I get a chance, and 1 training call a week. I welcome anybody on the LeafIt team to join in on my training for free, and join in also to the webinars and that I'm going to host. Guys, this thing is so amazing. It's ridiculously stupid not to get out there and just blow the doors down. You're going to make money by inviting people even at the free level. Okay, if you bring people in as associates, fantastic. And we're bringing people in as associates left and right now. And, you grow your 3x9 force matrix, which I'm very familiar with. I've been a part of many companies. That's going to blow up crazy. Okay, but again, you can make money at free with a company for the first time in your life, and I don't see any reason why to waste time. I don't see any reason why to sit back and twiddle your thumbs. I tell people it's as simple as messaging your friends list on Facebook and saying, hey, new social media site opening up. Going to pay you. Put your link in. Guys, I'm serious. It's simple things like that. But I'll be honest with you. I mean, you asked me what one thing I'd tell somebody to do. I'd say friend me on Facebook. It's not hard to find me. I'm everywhere. But, if you want the exact link for Facebook, and if you want to friend me, I've already had 6 people friend me since I said that. That's funny. www.facebook.com/its Chris CHRIS .Trammell. Make sure you put the dot in, okay? You'll see me there. I've got me and my 2 sons in the picture, and I'll give you free training. I'll help everybody grow this because I believe in what is LeafIt.
That's awesome. Chris, thank you so much. And let me make some clarification for some of the other leaders or some of the upline out there that might be going, oh my gosh, you just shared this information. Listen, this is the type of quality individuals that LeafIt draws in, okay? Chris is an amazing leader. You see his track record here. He's not, everybody on the phone right now, let's be real clear, he's not saying leave your sponsor and come over here. What he's saying is bring him with you. Come on over, share in the training that we have that he's got to provide, and so Chris, I appreciate your big heart and your beliefs and everything, and you know what, I'm right there with you. So thank you for sharing this, and thanks for being so open and willing to train and support some of these folks that are out there.
You're welcome, man. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everybody on this LeafIt webinar call. I'm telling you guys, listen, I've been a part of many, many, many things. I swear to you, I have just literally left. I mean, let me explain this one real quick. I left a company, I'm not bragging by any means, that I've made $300,000 with in the last 3 years, actually 2.5 years. 100% left it for LeafIt. If that doesn't get you guys going as far as believing in this, and remember, I've got 6 kids and a 7th one on the way, so I've got a huge responsibility. That was my #1 income. I left it for LeafIt. That's how much I believe in it. It's going to work, and it's going to be, honest to God, it's going to be absolutely amazing. And I'm just thrilled that you had me on the call. I'm thrilled to be a part of this opportunity, and thank you so much. If you ever need me again, you just let me know.
I would love to have you come back out every few weeks. We're putting a calendar together with some of the different speakers, and love to include you in on that. So
I appreciate it, buddy. All right.
Excellent. Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. All right, this next speaker that I'm going to be bringing out here is a very large leader. Matter of fact, he's one of the larger leaders that we have in the company right now, but he hasn't been with us real long. And a lot of the speakers that you hear come out on these calls are actually in his downline. And this is a personal friend of mine. We've traveled the world together and spent a lot of time talking about morals and values. And I have to tell you, this is one of the most moral individuals that I've ever met in my life. He, like Chris, is very dedicated and focused to his team. Not just that, he is dedicated to LeafIt. I'm speaking of Mr. Rob Hanley. He spends, I would have to say, 8 to 10 hours a day right now working with us over here. He's not corporate, but he does work with us from his home office to develop a lot of the tools, the sales systems and things like that we're bringing out. Some of the different scripts and things that you guys will see popping up on the marketing and things. This man, he's been in networking for over about 22, 23 years now, I believe, and built enormous teams. I've built teams with him in the past, and very, very honored to have him on board with us here. You hear him a lot on the different calls because he's dedicated and donates his time to come out and support anybody that needs help. So, Rob, are you on the phone with me?
I am. Thanks so
Excellent.
much thanks so much for having me on. And
Rob, before you get started, I want to point out one thing to people here, just real quick, okay? I had you on a call. I just wanted to show them how quick teams can grow here. I had you on a call on 7/15, on July 15th, which was just, not even 2 weeks after you started. On July 15th, you had 7 personals, 279 paying associates, and 1,272 total in your group. We are now just 2 weeks past that. You've brought on 2 more personals, which tells me you're very similar with Chris, as you're focused more on building depth and helping your team, which is great. But you've gone from 7 personals to 9. You've gone from 279 paying associates to 683 paying associates. And you've gone from 1,272 people in your group to over 5,000 in just the last 2 weeks. So my hat's off to you, brother. Great job. And I know you haven't even really kicked in. You've been working with us a lot, and I can't wait to see you hit your stride. But I'm going to hand the call back over to you.
hey, I appreciate that. And so it's funny because you like to, on a call like this, you like to go first. And you like to go first particularly because you don't like to follow a guy like Chris, actually, to be perfectly honest. I mean, how do you actually, how do you actually really follow that? I mean, not only does the, not only does the passion come through, and the belief, the work ethic. I mean, all of it actually just really pouring through the phone, and you can tell. I don't know Chris. He's with somebody that's actually he's in my organization, so it's my fault that I don't know him. But I'm blessed that I've had a lot of great leaders actually come to the table. Probably, to be quite honest, and not really to toot my own horn because I really won't here. Is probably just like timing, really. And as you said, I've been in this industry a long, long time. I've I've always really tried to do my best and connect with people, to share with them everything that I can in terms of, what I do. I really, I'm actually, listening to Chris there, and I'm just impressed by the, not only the family situation. Geez, I've got 2 kids. He's got 6 and 1 on the way. That's pretty intense. But, also the Facebook group and all the things like that, and putting everybody together and putting calls together. And, I feel almost like a slacker here, even though I'm working on all the marketing funnels and things like that for everybody. And the truth of the matter is, really, and you can read it here in what you put up on the screen, was I've made a lot of money in this industry, and I've been in Lawrence, the CEO of LeafIt. I've been in his position a few times. I talked to him today, and we were talking about compliance, actually, and I said, gosh, that's the one thing that keeps a company owner awake at night. It's compliance. It's, the whole idea that you're building everything, and some knucklehead is going to say something, do something, talk to the wrong person, say the wrong, some kind of something that you're going to get, that you're going to get blamed for, and all of the hard work and intentions and stuff like that, So probably not the most motivational topic, but I've been in that role before, and after many years and I've been in some good companies and some better companies, but in some bad companies. I didn't know Lawrence at all until I got started in this company. I've been really, really, really impressed with him, and the truth of the matter is when I looked at this and when I saw this, I was not in a space where I was really wanting to continue personally as an affiliate in network marketing at all. And that might be the most, that might be the, like I said, it might be kind of demotivating to people. I apologize if it is, or it sounds kind of strange. Why would a person that's been in networking that's done well, why? Well, I just have got tired of, even on compliance, I've got tired of things that are not compliant that are out there. I got tired of get a guy to get a guy to get a guy, and I got tired of stuff that's out there about, nobody really even cares what the product is. Honestly, they just care what the comp plan is. That's all. Makes no difference. And just burned out, honestly, by a lot of knuckleheads. There's a lot of just knuckleheads in this business. One of my main rules, I guess, in terms of mentoring people or leadership rules is, if you want to do something in this business, the first thing is there's one main rule, and you could probably write this down. This is probably a golden nugget for everybody. Obviously, for Jane, for Chris, for some of the other people that are on here that have done really well, they already would know it and have it. But if you're starting out, the one thing that you probably would do is you'd say, rule number 1, and probably one of the main rules, is don't be a flake. Don't be a flake. And what I mean by that is, somebody calls you, you call them back. If they leave you a message, you call them back. If they send you an email, you call them back. They tell you tell somebody you're going to call them, you tell somebody you're going to do something, you tell somebody that you're going to be there, then you do it. And you do it the best that you can. You try to just conduct yourself professionally. I mean, it doesn't mean that you have to be super, wear a shirt and tie to your home office or anything like that, or be all uptight. You're going to be yourself, of course, but if you say that you're going to do something, do it. If you don't know the answer to it, then tell them, I don't know, I'll find out. I loved what you had said in the beginning there. It's funny, I was actually going to kind of say a lot of the same things that you said. It's tough to kind of go last because everybody said it. It's already said everything. But kind of back to my story and how I got started in this, and what happened is, as you mentioned, you and I have been friends and business partners. How cool it was that we met in Hong Kong and found out that we had lived directly across the street from each other. And you moved away a year before I moved in. It's pretty funny, actually, and then 10 other similarities. But you know, I had told you I literally had started to delete my Skype contacts. I get hit up every day on everything. You know firsthand, Ron, that you know, from working together when I've been down at your house, that you know my phone will ring 2 or 3 times, and I get, how would you like to start? You know, click, I hang up. I'll get, you know, I'm on everybody's list. I get hit up on everything, and I like things personally that go to real businesses. And when I've had my own networking companies, I really prided myself on, you know, that we had real products that were over the top real value. We ran it as a real company. And so, you know, I've just kind of been doing it for a long time. I like things like search engine optimization and things like driving, you know, leads to businesses and things like that, where one of my business partners, actually my main business partner, we had talked, you know, many times, and now he's actually not doing anything in networking at all. I think he's a big emailer now, and work ethic guy, really smart guy. But one of the things that he mentioned to me, and I tend to remember everything, a lot of things I should say, everything, and one of the things that he said to me is, you know, you got to develop a skill. He wasn't exactly saying it to me, but just kind of talking in terms of what does one need to do. You got to develop a skill, and you know, your skill can be in a lot of things. My skill, I kind of have, number one, above a lot of things, I have a gift to gab. I remember conversations. I like to connect the dots. I get excited about things. You know, those are some of the things. But at any rate, I started to kind of develop a skill. Maybe your skill is you know, working on. Maybe it's, you know, actually working on social media. You know, maybe it's, you know, doing like putting together conference calls and helping people out and working morning and noon and night and answering people's questions and things like that. You know, networking can surely be a skill. But for me, you know, before I saw this, I just was really not, you know, I started to delete my Skype contacts, and I thought I'm going to do some other online businesses that are not networking related at all. Maybe I'll do affiliate marketing here and there, perhaps, but even that, you know, I'm kind of burned out and getting the same offer in my inbox, in my email inbox, by 27 people that have not tried the product. You know, they say it's the greatest thing in the world, and I know they haven't tried it. Just, it's kind of the whole, you know, distrust kind of thing that I was just a little bit burned out on. So, at any rate, when you, Ron, told me about this just a little while after you had got started in the company, and you kind of said, hey, you know, you might want to get a spot, and I said, okay, I'll get a spot. I mean, you know, it's not a big deal. I'll get a spot, because it sounded kind of cool. But as you started to tell me a little bit about what it was, it wasn't the same pill, potion, lotion, you know, kind of thing that was out there. I didn't even know what the comp plan was. I had actually no idea of the comp plan, zero. And and you weren't trying to, like, you know, get me all excited. You just said, yeah, I might want to get a spot. And then you kind of dripped on me a little bit, and you said, you know, hey, this is kind of what it is. And I thought, well, that's kind of cool. It's kind of clever. It's different. I haven't heard that one before. It's kind of neat. But what happened with me was probably about a week after I joined, and I didn't tell anybody because it just kind of fell to the wayside for me. I thought it was kind of cool. I had somebody call me up, and they were going to pitch me on something else, and quite honestly, I didn't want to talk to them because I didn't want to get pitched on anything. And anyhow, we started chatting on Skype, and this person challenged me and said, you know, hey, you know, what are you doing? So aren't you doing anything networking-wise? And I thought, well, this is pretty cool. So I kind of, you know, Skyped a couple things to him. Yeah, I'm working with this company. You get paid to share pictures. It's pretty cool. And I'm working on some of the marketing copy for them and some things like that. And they're well-funded. And, yeah, it's pretty cool. And before I knew it, he was asking me back a couple other questions. And he said, you know, can I call you? And I was busy doing stuff, so I'm thinking, yeah, sure, okay, you can call me. So he called me up. And before I knew it, we were talking, he asked me a few more questions, and then he said, God, I'm having a hard time. This thing's not giving me a hard time with my email. And I said, what are you talking about? He goes, I'm trying to sign up right now, and it won't take my email. And I thought, well, that's never happened with this guy. He's like pulling teeth to try to get him to join something. He's always trying to get me to join his deal. And here I didn't even ask him. He's signing right up. And then while we're talking on the phone, he goes, hey, Rob, you know Will Cormany? And he goes, hang on a minute. He's talking. He's calling in. So I'm thinking to myself, wow, that's kind of, maybe this, I mean, it looked pretty cool to me, but, you never know till somebody else looks at it. So that's kind of a good sign. The guy's signing up on the spot. And then he goes, well, tell him what you told me. So, hey, what's happening? We go through the thing and talk a little bit. And I tell him ABCD 1, 2, 3. And he goes, man, that sounds fantastic. And he signed up on the spot. So I got off the phone and I told my wife, I go, well, as I'd already told her before, I'm pretty much going to be done with all this. And I want to work with something that's real. And, I want to work with something that's cool, and I just didn't really think that it was out there. But that was a pretty good sign. And then, the next couple of days, these guys started texting me with all these questions, and then everybody, it just started to kind of blow up. And then literally every single person, just the very, very, very few people that I told on this, everybody got started, like everybody. And the problem is a little bit is I've got a lot of stuff on my plate. That's not any kind of an excuse. I'm trying to put some stuff together for the company now. That's great. But it takes everybody asking questions and things like that. So I'm just completely thrilled, and I'm blessed, and I'm grateful, because early on, within the first week or so, now this is before, now everybody's getting on, and there's a lot of people that was on that's on, at least in the last 5 or 6 weeks. And when I started, it was just not that long ago. There wasn't anybody on. I didn't know anybody other than Ron, and I met Lawrence, and I met Mike, and so I didn't have anybody to compare to. I hadn't seen any ads for it. There was no Facebook groups, at least that I knew of or that I would go and look for. And so now there's all these people. And the cool thing is this is kind of what happens when I like to start things when I'm first, and everybody in here is first. I believe that this is going to have tens, hundreds of thousands of people in it, and compared to that, there's practically, maybe it's millions, maybe it's tens of millions, maybe it's hundreds of. He's talking Lawrence, and he's talking about hundreds of millions of people, just to give you an idea. I like to bring everything down to, worst case, smallest case, teeniest thing. But the question is what if you were one of the first people somebody told you about Instagram, and you said, oh, no, well, there's already Facebook. I mean, why would you need Instagram? Well, what if you get paid from everybody from Instagram? And then, God bless Ron, grateful to him that he's just kind of dripped on me some, what I call now in marketing terms, it's called authority proof. And authority proof isn't that, that he likes it, or that Will likes it, or, that Jane, Mark maybe likes it. That's cool because they're definitely experts. But what's cool for me was when people that were not networkers started to really get excited about the product side. And the irony of it is as somebody that's a networker, you can see the opportunity in marketing something that people that are not networkers get excited about. The networking industry can be very incestuous. It can be cannibalistic. You're in my deal now, I'll be in your deal next time. It's not like you promise and agree, but it's just you keep a Rolodex. It's not as big of an industry as it would seem, and so you kind of get to know people. And so what I tell people is that as I wrote down here, if you're not allergic or you're not tired or overly tired like I was in networking, are you someone who's avoided anything at all? Maybe this is the first exposure that you've had to LeafIt, and maybe you're hesitant because there's a networking component to it. And I talked to a couple of one of our investors, a sharp guy, and he said he was kind of, at one hand he was hesitant, on the other to invest. On the other hand, he was real excited because there's already cash flow with it. And nothing grows viral like a networking company. There's just no question about it. If it can be done in the right manner and stuff like that, and everybody's really on the same page, and everybody really wants the same thing, which I'd really encourage everybody here. This is something cool. It's something. It's something special. I know that Lawrence wants to make this something that lasts for a long, long, long time. Is it going to be the next Amway? You know, the truth of the matter is, you probably say probably not statistically. It could be, but you know, when people talk about the next big, huge giant, you just, I mean, you know, it's catching lightning in a bottle 20 times in a row. But then again, you know, there's things like with social media, and it just changes. It changes everything. Who would have thought that even Facebook could have done anything? I remember talking about marketing on MySpace back in 2005, and there was like 1 million people or some gigantic number, 2 million, 3 million people on MySpace. And, you know, there's this college thing that for Facebook that nobody uses. It's just for college kids. Now even it's funny, even Ron, you told me that your own children and their teens now talk about Facebook as the social network for parents. They're all on Instagram and, you know, stuff like that. So we're in this wave period where people like to connect with each other. And you're in the right spot. Even if you're burned out, even if you're thinking, nah, I don't know if I like networking, you're in the right spot because, you know, like it's been said, is even if it's free, the cool thing is about it, even if it's free, you can make money with this if it's free. It's kind of interesting to write to start to put together a marketing funnel on it, because usually you have the product and you get the opportunity, but our quote-unquote free product you can make money on. I mean, e-commerce is gigantic. So, you know, as I said, just imagine if you were one of the first people to tell people about Pinterest, Instagram. You know, what if you were one of the first people to tell people about Facebook or something like that? If you get the wheels turning a little bit, that's kind of where you want to be thinking. And in terms of that, kind of getting a little bit here and there from, you know, lots and lots of people, I remember when I was a kid, and I was probably about 6, 7 years old, and I asked my mom, I'll be 40, actually I'll be 49 this month. It's kind of bad when you start forgetting how old you are, so yeah, I'll be 49 this month. And I remember asking my mom when I was a real young kid, 6, 7 years, how many people are on Earth? How many people on the planet? And she said, oh well, you know, there's 3.7 or 3. There's almost 4 billion people. I thought, God, that's a lot of people, 4 billion people. And then I thought to myself later, after I figured that out, I thought, you know, if I could just get everybody to send me $1, just $1, I'd be pretty rich. You know, that's kind of how I started to think as a kid. And then, of course, that would go all the way down to a nickel or to a penny. We'd be pretty rich. Well, you know, what if you could get a penny out of everybody that followed you after Instagram or Pinterest or Facebook? What if you could get 1/10 of a penny of everything that people that, you know, you recommended something, who bought a pair of Nike shoes? What if you could get a little bit of that? That's kind of where you want to be thinking, or not only in the picture, not only in your sharing, but somebody down, you know, down 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 levels as this pays out, just on the e-commerce side, not on the membership side, but just on that for something that somebody's going to actually buy. So for me, kind of coming from a spot like I really don't want to do this or anything that even smells like this at all, then the onion started to get peeled back to go, wow, that's cool. I got a demo on it. Everybody's probably seen the demo. If you haven't, go to your own page. Look at the demo. It's really, really, really cool. And you'll get, you know, you'll get pretty excited about it. So I tell people, no, it's not big. It's really big. It's not sometime. It's growing. You know, as we talk about, yeah, from yesterday, it's this, and every day there's this many more people. There's never a better time than right now. In fact, we're gonna raise the associate or the paid version here in just a little bit. There's never a better time, particularly now, than right now, really, to do it. It's happening before your eyes. I have a couple of people in my group, and one of them said, God, man, so-and-so's in your group too? And And I said, yeah, they are. And they said, oh, God, man, I called them, and they didn't call. And so I come to find out that that other person in my group had got started only, I think, the day before the other person called. Only the day before. And this person's big. Like, it's got like 30, 40, 50. I mean, big. And it's going to have a lot of big things, and is really excited overall about it. And they said, and they told me, yeah, I would have joined with him, actually, if he would have called me first. So if you're thinking, God, maybe I should, or maybe I shouldn't call that guy, or maybe I shouldn't, yeah, it sounds pretty good, maybe I'll get in. There's no really thinking about it. Get in. I tell people to get in and pay. I like Coach Van tells everybody get in and tell people to join for free. I tell them to pay. I like to have a little skin in the game, actually, for it. So in terms of what my secret sauce is, everybody's already really said it. I typically have never liked to connect everybody in my groups together. I'm old school. I've never been taught to do that. I know that it works in terms of developing a social group to have everybody kind of help each other. That's never something that I have done or encouraged, and that's probably my shortcoming in that. What I think that the secret sauce in doing is, Ron already hit on it at the beginning, and that is low tech. And low tech is just to have a conversation with somebody. So pretty simple. You send them an email. You send them a Skype. It's somebody that you know, probably from your Rolodex. They're not going to look at it, probably. They're not going to open up your email, probably. Don't be put off by that. And then you simply call them up. So you keep track, number one, of everybody that you email, 20 or 30 or 40 people or something like that. You send them an email. You have their phone number. You print it on a spreadsheet. This is old school. And then you call every one of them. And a lot of them, you're going to get voicemail and things like that. If you get voicemail, then you're going to call them back again later. And when you call them, it's not really overly difficult in what you're going to say, because it's somebody that you know, and you're going to simply start out with, did you get my email? And emails get lost. I delete most of mine before I even read them for all the pitches and stuff like that I get. Funny, I can't opt out because I want to see what everybody's doing all the time. But when you call somebody up and go, man, did you get my email? It elevates it to a whole different thing, gives it a whole other level of importance. And then you tell them, no, you need to take a look at this. You have a little bit of an elevator speech. You've heard from Ron. He's got a fantastic elevator speech. People that are big time. And I'm not talking about networkers. I'm talking about guys that work for companies, corporations that have $1 million budgets in media and things like that. Rock stars, big time guys. I was with Ron, and these guys are like, wow, that's pretty intense. So, people like this. He's got a good elevator pitch. You tell them a couple of things to take a look at it. There's a short little movie and call you back, and that's all that you need to do. I can't tell you that everybody that you're going to talk to is going to say yes. Probably a large number of them will. It doesn't really matter, though. You just kind of go to the next person, to the next person, the next person, and if you find somebody that doesn't want to play ball with you, keep in mind that you're the one that's got the ball. And you don't have to work with anybody that you don't like at all. I told people before, I've actually told them flat out on the phone, I don't think this is going to work because I don't like you. So I just figured, I don't know them. I'm not mean. It's just truth. I just said I don't think it's going to work because you don't have to work with anybody that you don't like. And if somebody's, that's one of the nice things about this business. So something going viral, catching a tiger by the toe, right place, right time, that's what this is. And if there's one thing I guess you can pick up from me is that I haven't been around the block, a time or two. I've been around the block many times. I've owned the block and had people around my own block, and was ready to move out of the block. And there's something about this that intrigued me. I'm extremely impressed by Lawrence. I'm extremely impressed by his knowledge of user experience is the thing. It's not about having a big social following. It's about understanding the mindset and the user experience. And I will tell you, as we're developing the content for the marketing funnel that will release soon all of it is very, very, very well thought out. He and I have had many conversations for several hours in terms of what the experience is for people to even see this, and you're in the right spot. So, proceed along, go forward with confidence. Talk to the people that you that you like. First of all, I wouldn't waste any time, by the way, trying to organize people into my first 1, 2, 3 or anything like that. Just call people up, and then give abandonedly away in this, and help people out. It's really simple. Keep it simple, and then let's keep this as a cool business for everybody. And I think we can make a lot of money with that. And I'm echoing something that Ron had said to me, 3 or 4 weeks ago. And I said, man, do you really think this is going to be and this and that and the other? And he said, yeah, I think that, especially with what's going on right now, you can be making a lot of money in, the next 30, 60, 90, 120 days. And that's nice, but what's even nicer is, 180 days and in 9 months. What will happen in a year? The whole idea of mailbox money. So anyhow, that's pretty much everything I would share with you. I apologize that I didn't really share any, revealing tips and tricks. There's just not a lot of tips and tricks that I can share after that, but hopefully there's somebody that's out there that I would connect with, and maybe it's your last call, maybe it's your first call, maybe something that you can relate a little bit. I don't know. It's my story, and I'm glad to be here. I think the company is really cool. If I was going to have a last company that I was going to do, it would be this company. I actually got pitched on another company even today. Looked pretty cool, but it wasn't nearly as cool as this. So you can't do everything at one time either. So that's all I have to share with you, Ron, so I'll turn it back over to you.
Perfect, Rob. Well, I think you did pretty good. You were worried about following Chris, and you did all right there, brother.
I just like to talk and talk. I just like to talk and talk until something comes out. So,
well, a lot came out there. I'm sure everybody got a lot of great notes off of it, and appreciate you as always coming out here and spending some time with us. And man, that was good stuff. So, thank you. All right, let's go ahead and move forward here. I want to talk to you guys about a race that is going on right now. It's the 50K race. We're giving away $200,000. We expect to give all this out between now and the end of the year. Our first milestone that we need to hit is 5,000 paid associates, and the person who has the most personally referred paying associates at the time that we hit 5,000 or at the end of the month, in the month that we hit 5,000. We expect to do this next month. So even if we hit it in the first week, we're still going to go to the last day of the month, and then we're going to look back and see who has the most personally sponsored paying associates. Okay? That person is going to get $15,000. The next milestone, 10,000 paying associates. This is not going to take us real long to get to with the pace that we're growing. So you guys, if you want to be in the race for this, make sure you're working hard every day, getting out there, spreading the word, just really putting links on your social media sites, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it is, Facebook, go in your back office, grab the banners, and go put them up in your social media. If you do nothing else tonight, do that. Okay? At 10,000 paying associates, the one with the most personally sponsored gets 25,000. So at that point, we've paid out 40. When we hit 25,000 paying members, we're not a recruiting program, okay? So that was what we did early on to really get the excitement and momentum going, and to reward you guys for starting to build your teams and put something out there for you to shoot for. When we go after the 25,000 paying associates, it's the person who has the most personally sponsored associates that each have 3 under them. Okay, so if you understand what I just said there, it doesn't mean that the person with the most personally sponsored is going to win the 50,000. It's the one with the most personally sponsored that has the most duplication under them. Okay, then we're going to pay 50 grand out on that one. At 50,000 paying members, same criteria as what we used on the 25,000. Only this time we're going to give out 110 grand. So if you're looking for a good Christmas and you got some time on your hands, I would suggest working your social networks and get your business growing. Anybody can do this. You guys are all still in the race for this. So exciting. We're going to have other bonuses and incentives and races and things like that right after this one is finished up. We're just going to keep bringing out more and more. Now, you've heard several people talk this evening about the app demo. So this is a picture of the replicated homepage. I was actually just answering a question on that as well. Somebody asked, can we get the app demo? Yeah, actually it's right here. You've got your product video, and then right underneath that is where the app demo is. And then if you want to get to know Lawrence, our CEO, watch his personal video here. He's describing the product. You can see the passion in his eyes as he's talking about his baby, LeafIt, and how it's going to impact the world. So go in and watch that. I love the video. I think it's great. I watched it before I ever met Lawrence, and it really is who he is. He's just a compassionate individual that cares and wants to change the world. So let's go on here to really the end is we're going viral, guys. Okay, we've talked about that the last few days here. Our volume has gone way up. We're over 600 new users a day. A lot of those are converting over to paying associates. As the speakers tonight have said, even if they're not a paying associate, you still have the opportunity to make money with them. Just posting pictures and tagging products to it. So 9 generations if you're an associate. This is not the call, though, that we're going to go over the compensation plan. The new compensation PDF is in the back office for download. Go ahead and download that. We are changing the compensation Saturday the 2nd. It's actually going to happen at Friday, August 1st, 11:59 p.m. Pacific. So 1 minute before midnight, the system's going to switch over. And I know a lot of you are excited about that. We've had rave reviews coming back. You guys are going to have the opportunity to get paid in your first week. Significant money. We've gone from 2 ways to get paid to 4 and blown up the 2 that were there. One of those, the matrix, we pumped way up. So we're going viral, guys. We encourage you to make the decision and move forward with us. Get your sponsor's username. And then I want you to go to leafit.biz/ and plug in your sponsor's username. Now, if you've already been to your sponsor's website, just simply go back there and sign up. You're already cookied to them, so the system is set up to track that back to them. But the safest way is just get their username and go plug that in and get started. Get your position right now, as you've heard about with being a matrix and viral marketing program that we have here. The sooner you get involved, the better. It is time sensitive for you. Okay, so get involved tonight. Let everybody you know about LeafIt. Put it out on your social networks. Get it going. Follow the step-by-step system. We've got calls. Monday, we've got a corporate update jumpstart call. Tuesdays, we have the inner circle. Wednesdays, starting this next Wednesday, August 6th, we're going to start having a live questions and answers. Even if you don't have questions of your own, still come out, join us, and take some notes, because there's going to be a lot of great questions being asked and a lot of great answers being given. So I see a lot of questions on the call right now. I've been answering as many as I could, but write those questions down. Join us on the Wednesday night call. Get your people to come through those calls. If you want to build this business big, you got to know it inside and out. Okay. Thursday nights, so we talked Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday night is the call that you guys are on right now, and every single day we have 6 webinars available to you. So opportunity webinars. So make sure that you guys are plugging in. Invite somebody to come and listen to every one of your opportunity webinars, and then you're going to do what Chris said, grab them by the hand, and you're going to walk them to that next step. You're going to plug them right into the system. Do not expect that they're going to find all of this on their own. Okay, it's a very simple business model, but you still need to take people by the hand and help them out. Your income personally will skyrocket for just doing that right there. All right, I'm going to be putting a lot of new training and stuff into place in a library, a training library in the back office. Still working on that, but a lot of great things still coming your guys' way. Build relationships, have fun with it. I just want to say welcome to the team. I have to assume that each and every one of you, if you are not signed up already, you are definitely getting on board now. We have some of the largest leaders in the world involved in LeafIt already, and there's a reason they're here. Okay, we're a very unique opportunity. We're a very unique business model where even for free you can make a full-time income. So I want to thank everybody for coming out and spending this time with us. I know the call went a little bit long tonight, but I think that you guys got your value, and You know, hopefully you got some really good notes. If you didn't, this call is going to be recorded, and it's going to be put into the back office. If you've not seen that, go to the recordings, and you'll see all the Jumpstart, all the Inner Circle calls and everything. We record them, we host them on our corporate YouTube, and then we put them right in the back office for you guys. So thank you so much for coming out and spending this time with us, and I look forward to building a very successful business with each and every one of you. Take care. Good night.